Hey, folks, welcome again to my Shell Busey on OmBuseyMan blog. And hey, this blog is going to take care of a couple of your concerns out there, especially coming out of the winter, you might say, or the cooler months, and through a beautiful summer, hopefully, and on into fall. Okay? But in any event, it's what your living room or family room or, well, let's say the great room, anywhere there's a fireplace, especially if it has a wood burner, or it may be a natural gas burner. It may be a fireplace that you're burning, oh gosh, it could be pellets. It could even be wax logs, which I really don't like. Wax logs leave a film, and I just don't like what they do to chimneys, okay? But in any event, one of the problems that we have, and one of the concerns that you have, when you call me, is that, Shell, my fireplace glass doors. Okay, let's take a look at that, and we'll put a couple of handles there, and we'll put some stones around here, and we'll put a mantle out here, and we'll make this all look so nice, and it'll look nice until in here you start getting what's called staining of the glass. You know, staining of the glass. Oh, maybe the natural gas, the burn isn't just as even as it should be, or controlled like it should be, or it could be a wet log, or that you chopped up and you're using wet lumber or wet logs or wet fir or pine, all these different species of wood rather than hardwood like maple or cherry that you should burn. You could even be using natural gas. But in any event, how do you clean the black off the shower doors, Shell, I get? Well, there's all kinds of fireplace cleaners that you can buy today. You can go to the fireplace shops and they'll have it there. And keep in mind, folks, if you do have a wood-burning fireplace, always check with your insurance company when you're renewing, explaining to them that you still use that wood-burning fireplace. Because some have restrictions now that insurance is voided in the event of a disaster. So just check. I'm just giving you a heads up. They should be advising you or asking you, but on the other hand, you know what happens. Sometimes you get renewals come through and you renew it, and all said and done and everything's the same as it was. But just check, okay? But there are some very easy ways of doing glass doors, okay? You can, first of all, use the screens. A lot of people don't like the screens in behind the glass doors, and that's the screen that's in here, inside, and that's on behind the glass because it kind of takes away from the ambience of the fire, okay, the crickling, crackling, all that sort of thing. So opening the doors, and some doors are very easily to take off. And if they come off, fine, because you can set them on something flat and clean them. But you know what you use? You'd never guess in 100 years, unless you heard it on my show at one time. And here it is. In the automotive department, turtle wax. Just the turtle wax that you buy for your automobile will clean that off just that easy. Yes, it will. So if you're doing your summer or spring or fall house cleaning before such time as the cold weather turns around, then you can clean all that black residual off the glass just that easy by using turtle wax. Okay? So that's my OmBuseyMan. Nice, short, and sweet, but gets the job done. Until next time, hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye for now.
Glass doors on a fireplace can become a real problem, especially building up with a residual from whatever is being burnt. Now, this can be caused from burning wax logs in a wood-burning fireplace, which I really don't agree with, incidentally, because of the residual becomes very waxy, and also it can create a problem up in the chimney pipe. But wet wood, for example, in a wood-burning fireplace can cause a similar problem of darkening of the glass and a real buildup. But even natural gas burning in a insert or possibly a sand pan unit that's been put in to convert a fireplace, all of these items will leave a residual in the glass that has to be cleaned off. Now, you can go out to your local building supply store or hardware store and pick up a glass cleaner and a masonry cleaner to remove that, but there is something I can show you that'll take it off just as easy using an automotive wax. You can use pretty well any brand because they have cleaners as you require on your automotive surface. You don't want abrasive that's going to damage the glass, and you need the cleaning formulation to take off the residual. So let's get cleaning, and I'll show you some real simple processes. Now, before we get started, it's always important to shut off any pilot lights that may be standing already lit. So I've shut that off now. Now, to work on the inside, make sure that you've protected the hearth. You don't want to damage anything with any cleaning in the event of any spillage. Now, I'm going to use the automotive wax. I'm going to use a sponge that's just been lightly dampened. I'm going to use a scraper to scrape off any heavy residual, and I'm going to use paper towel to do the cleaning up. Now, first, cleaning off any of the heavy residual. And you'll notice it'll flake off quite easily. And using a razor blade scraper, it takes it off quite easily. Now you've loosened it up. You can wipe that in a paper towel and put that aside. Take the automotive wax and apply it to the surface that has now got the abrasive, but really it's not abrasive, it's a cutting pad, but it's not going to damage the glass. Pour on the automotive polish, and just like you'd be doing your automobile in a circular motion, clean. And you can actually feel it coming off in the pad. Now, once you've spread it around and you've cleaned the residual off the glass, turn the sponge over to the smooth side, which is the sponge side, and wipe. Now all it's required, let that dry, and take a nice soft paper towel and buff it till clean. Now, doesn't that look nice and clean and bright and shiny? All ready for entertaining. Why don't you give that automotive wax a try?